Celebrities are pretty used to standing on the red carpet as they're blinded by the flash of paparazzi cameras. I guess that's why some of them look so good in their mugshots. After all, it's not so different of an experience. But what did some of these celebrities do to earn that not so glamour shot? Well, Alaia Baldwin threw a used tampon at a woman. Page 6 was the first to confirm on Friday that she, a whole 31 years old, was arrested at Club Elan in Savannah, Georgia. Upon police arrival, the bar manager informed officers that Alaia had allegedly attacked multiple employees as they were escorting her out of the bar after she vomited in a restroom where she wasn't supposed to be. Police then watched security footage which depicted Alaia forcing her way into the locked bathroom and a bar employee telling her she can't be in there. He's seen pointing to the public restroom directly next to the employee one. Following this, a bartender gets involved as Alaia is throwing up, visibly telling her she needs to leave the bathroom. Police report that's when the used tampon thrown at the bartender, prompting Alaia to be forcefully removed from the bar by security. According to the police report, a bouncer had Alaia in a bear hug as he removed her, but when instructed by the bar manager to release her, she turned around and kicked him in the groin. This is confirmed by security camera footage, and that she also ripped a handful of hair from another bouncer's head in the process. After being thrown out of the bar, police report Alaia herself called them. She called the police to report being forcefully and wrongfully removed from a club. Police show up, report that she initially denied forcing her way into the bathroom, only stating she needed to use the restroom and throw up to change her tampon. So, Alaia, who's a mother of one, is arrested almost immediately and faced multiple charges of simple assault for throwing the tampon, 1 count of battery for allegedly kicking the bouncer, and another count of battery for pulling another one of the bouncer's hair out. She's also charged with criminal trespassing for refusing to vacate the club. Rapper Killer Mike was booked on misdemeanor battery charge following his citizen's arrest at the 2024 Grammys. He was released from jail about an hour after he'd been booked, police records show. Mike had allegedly just knocked down a security officer after he did not move fast enough in the pouring rain. Footage obtained by TMZ shows the aftermath of the alleged altercation in which other security personnel can be seen trying to stop Killer Mike from getting away, and a later clip of him cuffed and being led to a Grammy back room to await police arrival, with a source telling Hollywood Reporter his detainment was big nothing and he would likely be released within a few hours, which he was. "I greatly appreciate the concern and support, but I am better than okay," Killer Mike said in a statement obtained by Page 6 the following Monday evening. As you can imagine, there was a lot going on and there was some confusion around which door my team and I should enter. We experienced an overzealous security guard and my team and I have the utmost confidence that I will ultimately be cleared of any wrongdoing. Until that time, keep listening to Michael and keep going after your dreams. He makes that reference because before the chaos ensued, Killer Mike had accepted all 3 Grammys he was nominated for this year: Best Rap Album for his 6th studio album, Michael, Best Rap Performance, and Best Rap Song for his hit Scientists and Engineers. Tekashi 6ix9ine was in bars once again. What's new? Authorities in the Dominican Republic arrested the US rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine on January 18th of 2024 for charges of domestic violence. A judge following Thursday conditionally released the US rapper, who's been ordered to pay $510 deposit, undergo government counseling, and then meet with authorities every 2 months until they conclude their investigation into the allegations he harmed his girlfriend, a Dominican rapper known as Yalain. The judge, Fatima Velos, issued protection orders for both sides of the couple, however, because Yalain was in jail on charges for harming Tekashi not too long ago. And it's honestly his second time that he's been arrested in the Dominican Republic as well. The first being in October after he was accused of harming a local producer after he and his partner were recording at the studio. And then everybody knows how Hernandez was previously accused in the US of using a violent gang as a personal hit squad, but then he turned snitch and avoided jail time. You can call him your fool because Darius Rucker was arrested. The Hootie and Blowfish frontman was taken into custody and booked on 3 misdemeanor charges, including 2 counts of simple possession/casual exchange of controlled substance and 1 count of violation of state's vehicle registration law. Police pulled over Rucker, 57, for driving with an expired registration tag, according to TMZ. Once they reached his vehicle, however, police officers smelled skunk in the air and asked Rucker if he'd been smoking. Rucker claimed he had not, but he may have smoked the previous day, and then naturally when the popos searched the singer's car, they discover a ganja pen as well as 14 unmarked pills, which Rucker claimed were his girlfriend's, and then the authorities claimed they test the 14 pills and identify them as a controlled substance. So, Rucker is released shortly after he posts a $10,500 bail, only to be clowned online by his ex-girlfriend Kate Quigley, who subtweeted a mood when you hear your D-bag ex got arrested, #karma. Diddy hasn't been arrested yet, but we all know it's coming. What we didn't expect was his son Justin Combs' arrest. Diddy's eldest son Justin Combs is arrested on charges of DUI early in the 2024 season. Having run a red light and being pulled over, the police officer smelled liquor on the 29-year-old's breath and proceeded to have him perform a sobriety test, which he failed. Combs is taken into custody after the officer determined there's probable cause for him to be arrested for suspected DUI and was then booked into LA County Jail in connection with a misdemeanor DUI charge with a bail set at $5,000. Combs was released of his own recognizance on Sunday afternoon. Justin is Diddy's eldest son with Misa Hylton. He played football in college at UCLA and he graduated from university in 2016 with a degree in business admin. He's pursued several business ventures in the entertainment industry over the years, but failed those the same way he did his sobriety test. Outer Banks star Austin North was arrested for allegedly attacking employees at the UMC hospital in Las Vegas on February 15th, 2024. According to TMZ, North, 27, allegedly went out of control in the ER department that Tuesday night to the point where he had to be restrained. When the authorities arrived, they interviewed victims, including several nurses and a phlebotomist, who claimed they were attacked by the Netflix star quite literally out of nowhere. North allegedly punched the nurse in the head, pushed the phlebotomist onto a table, and then shoved another nurse in the face. The phlebotomist told police they then hit North in the head in self-defense with a nearby medical tray, which allowed security officers to restrain North. Austin was only able to hit one of them before they successfully did so. TMZ reports that North was handcuffed to a gurney until cops arrived and read him his Miranda rights before they arrested him for battery, which he has since bonded out of. In his mugshot obtained by TMZ, you can actually see cuts and bruises across his face, forehead, ear area, likely caused by the medical tray. North broke his silence on the attack the following Thursday night, revealing he has little to no recollection of the event, saying, "I'm deeply upset by the events that took place in the Las Vegas this past week," he wrote on Instagram. "My friend drove me to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack. Several tests were taken, including blood, which came back negative for any substances or alcohol in my system." He continued, "I was having a severe anxiety attack. I have little memory of the event that day at the hospital, and I have utmost respect for healthcare workers and hospital staff." Speaking of rough mugshot, you should see Zachery Ty Bryans' most recent. He's been arrested again, this time for DUI in California. Arrest records from the Riverside County Sheriff's Office seen by Page 6 show police booked the home improvement alum, 42, into John Benoit Detention Center on charges of felony DUI with at least 3 felony priors and misdemeanor contempt of court. He was released the same day on a $50,000 bail and has a court hearing scheduled on April 23rd. TMZ was the first to break the news of the arrest. Reports of the arrest were first put into motion when officers conducted a traffic stop shortly after 2 a.m. local time, having spotted a vehicle they suspected of being involved in a traffic collision hit and run. After pulling it over and speaking to the driver, who's later identified as Brian, he showed signs of impairment which prompted the arrest. The former Outer Limits star arrest is just the latest in a series of his criminal busts. I hope chipped beef pairs well with toilet wine, because that's all Darnell Superchef Ferguson's gonna be drinking pretty soon. Superchef Ferguson was arrested for burglary, strangulation, and threatening, Page 6 confirmed on January 10th of 2024. The Food Network star is also facing misdemeanor charges of assault, menacing, criminal mischief, and theft receipt of a stolen credit or debit card. In the police documents, an unnamed woman, now revealed to actually be his estranged wife, Tekashi Ferguson, said Darnell broke into her Louisville home on January 2nd and started just punching the walls before grabbing her by the neck. He then allegedly put pressure and then threatened to kill her before making her lose consciousness. Once she regained consciousness, she claimed Ferguson pulled her pants off and demanded to see her groin, saying some bonkers things, and she manages to scramble away and call authorities. The TV personality leaves shortly after and takes her credit cards, debit cards, and her ID with him. The popular Louisville chef, who shares 8 kids with his wife Tekashi, has been a staple of the Food Network for years, and now Page 6 confirmed he's taken into custody and arraigned, pleading not guilty, and his bond is set at $10,000. An emergency protection order was also issued for Tekashi. Arnold Schwarzenegger was detained at a Munich airport early January for 3 hours. Page 6 can confirm this. The star was detained at customs for, and I quote, traveling with a watch he owns that he quote might be auctioning at his charity in Austria. Munich customs spokesman Tom Meister told Bild, the outlet that broke the news, that their agency had initiated criminal tax proceedings because the watch should have been registered since it was an import. The piece of jewelry in question, reportedly from the Swiss brand Audemars Piguet, and is worth more than $21,000. Schwarzenegger was never asked to fill out a declaration form, and he answered every question from custom officers honestly. He cooperated at every step, even though it was, quote, an incompetent shakedown, a total comedy of errors that would make a very funny cop movie, the source adds. And in a photo obtained by Bild, he looks pretty jovial about it all. According to Bild, Schwarzenegger initially took the interrogation fairly calmly, but then the time and the procedure got on his nerves. Schwarzenegger agreed to prepay potential taxes on the watch even though it was his personal property, but officers allegedly then had issues using a credit card machine for up for an hour. And last up, sadly, Tiffany Haddish, who you may recall got arrested in Beverly Hills in November when cops claimed at the time that she was found asleep at the wheel of her car, which was stopped awkwardly on the street, partially jutting out into oncoming lanes. The Girls Trip star was originally charged with 2 DUI charges after she fell asleep at the wheel on her way home after volunteering and performing at the Laugh Factory Annual's free Thanksgiving feast. She was out in record time and back to doing a stand-up performance at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, California the very next night. And she poked fun at the situation, stating, "I had prayed to God to send me a man with a job career, preferably in a uniform, and I answered my prayers." Haddish pleaded no contest on February 2nd of 2024 to the reckless driving charge known as wet reckless, as part of a plea deal related to that arrest in November, which California Vehicle Code shows is a reduced charge of reckless driving while there was consumption of an alcoholic beverage or ingestion or administration of a substance by the defendant in connection to the offense. As part of the deal, Haddish is placed on a summary probation for a year. She's ordered to complete driver's education, but this isn't to say she's totally out of the woods. Her Georgia DUI case is still ongoing because in January 2022, she was arrested on suspicion of DUI then and taken into Peachtree City police officers in Georgia. After that arrest in California, the Georgia prosecutors filed a motion to modify Haddish's bond conditions to include a request for the court to prohibit her from drugs and alcohol, according to the court document obtained. This case is still in motion, with Haddish planning to fight the filed one. It makes sense she'd want these DUI cases to be resolved the way the LA one was, because if she ended up getting convicted for both, it would have meant jail time. Now, that's not happening. And we're at the end of our video. That's it for today. I sure hope you enjoyed. Take some time to like, subscribe, share, and of course comment down below.